I met someone recently whose financial life just, it defies all logic. And honestly, it's made me rethink everything I thought I knew about the link between a high income and, actually building wealth.
Oh, that's always a fascinating disconnect.
It is. So this whole deep dive is really about the story of my friend Sally, and it's a look at how the psychology of like immediate gratification can completely steamroll decades of financial success.
That's the perfect kind of scenario to look at because so often when we talk about financial struggles, we assume it's about low income, right? Or maybe a lack of opportunity.
Right.
But this story sounds like it shows that earning power and wealth accumulation are, well, they're two totally different things.
Yeah.
And they're usually separated by these really deep emotional habits.
Exactly. And it's a picture of just relentless hard work. I mean, Sally is 65 years old and she is an absolute powerhouse. I only met her recently, but we got close pretty fast and she opened up.
So what's her story?
For over 30 years, she and her business partner have run this small private daycare and they've been incredibly successful.
Not some big corporation, just two people doing something essential.
Totally. It's all word of mouth. Parents are basically lining up to get a spot, so they're always full. You have to picture it, though. 7 a.m. sharp, the chaos just erupts.
Oh, I can imagine.
Crying toddlers, these mountains of diaper bags, just the sound of kids who do not want to leave their parents. Some scream for an hour straight. Others are fighting over, the same plastic toy.
And they were just in the middle of it all.
They move through it like seasoned soldiers. I mean, they don't even flinch. And they've done this every single day for 30 years.
That kind of dedication, that consistency, that's why they're so successful. They've built something people can really rely on.
And here it is. Here's the fact that just stunned me. For 30 years, they've collectively brought in about $10,000 to $13,000 a month,
Wow.
all in cash. I mean, this is a huge, long-term, dependable income.
Okay, so when you hear that number, your mind immediately goes to investments, a property portfolio. Maybe they retired at 55.
That is exactly what I assumed. But then one day, she told me something just so calmly, like she was talking about the weather, and I literally had to stop and process it. She just said, if I hadn't sold my family house recently, I don't think I've ever had more than $3,000 in savings my whole life.
Wait, over decades of a six-figure income stream, she accumulated basically nothing. That's a huge contradiction.
It felt impossible. I just stared at her thinking, there's no way, not with that income, not for that long. But then as I started spending more time with her, seeing her habits up close, the whole mystery just kind of evaporated. I realized her whole system, it wasn't built for saving. It was built for immediate emotional reward after a really, really hard day's work.
Okay, so let's get into that. The transformation. You've got Sally in the apron, wiping noses, and then what happens on Friday night? How does that satisfaction-seeking actually look?
It's dramatic. She sees her weekend as this thing she's earned, something that has to be celebrated right away. She'll text her partner on a Friday, let's eat something good tomorrow. I worked so hard.
And something good probably doesn't mean a home-cooked meal.
Oh, no. When Sally says something good, she means dropping hundreds of dollars per meal at the fanciest restaurants around. The kind of places where they don't even bother putting prices on the menu.
And that's not a birthday treat, that's a weekly thing, a ritual.
Absolutely. The wait staff all know her by name. They have her favorite table ready. And every single time after they finish a $300 meal, she says the exact same thing.
I think I know what's coming.
Totally worth it. I deserve it. That one sentence, it justifies everything. It stops being an expense and starts feeling like, I don't know, an emotional necessity.
That phrase, I deserve it, that's so key. It connects her identity as a hard worker directly to the act of high-end consumption.
It does. And you see the exact same pattern with clothes. She buys clothes like some people buy, I don't know, snacks. She's got VIP status at these beautiful boutiques for mature women where a single blouse is hundreds of dollars.
So the stores know her well.
The brands literally mail new collections straight to her house. They know she's an instant buy. The whole process is made completely frictionless for her.
Which just feeds that feeling of being special, of deserving it.
The ritual is amazing to watch. She unboxes everything like it's treasure, feels the fabric, tries it on, and right away I love this, I'm buying it. And I asked her once, practically, Sally, do you even wear all this stuff? You're in an apron 90% of the time.
And what did she say?
She just laughed and said, doesn't matter, Claire. I feel happy when I buy it. Shopping is, like, explicitly her therapy. The use of the item is totally irrelevant. It's the emotional hit from the act of buying that she's after.
That is such a critical psychological loop. If the value is all in that moment of purchase, not in the long-term use, then you constantly need new purchases to get that feeling back.
And nowhere is that clearer than with her thing for Coach handbags. She loves them. But she is, and I mean this, she is offended by the idea of an outlet Coach bag.
Uh-huh. So there's a line. There's a quality standard.
A very hard line. She reacted like I'd suggested she eat plastic. She said, and this is a direct quote, "Absolutely not. Outlet leather doesn't smell right. I only buy boutique Coach." She literally closed her eyes to describe the smell of the full-price leather.
That's incredible.
So I did some rough math in my head and pointed out, you've spent enough on all these Coach bags to have a top-tier Louis Vuitton.
And how did she respond to that logic?
Dismissed it instantly. Too expensive, she said. I can buy several Coach bags instead. More bags means more happiness. You see the logic. It's quantity of acquisition over the quality of the asset.
More happy moments.
Exactly. And she has a specific salesperson who texts her when new stuff comes in. And Sally's reply is always, "Save it for me. I'll pick it up tomorrow." It's just immediate trigger, immediate response.
It sounds like she's built this whole ecosystem around her spending. The wait staff, the sales contacts, they all reinforce the idea that this is normal, that it's okay, that she's earned it.
100%. And this need for immediate gratification, it doesn't stop with small luxuries. It goes right up to huge expenses like cars.
Okay.
You'd think someone who changes their car every 3 years does it because of wear and tear, right? Nope. She changes cars every 3 years because she just likes buying new things. She treats a car exactly like a handbag.
So she sees a new one, gets that urge, and just acts on it. But how do you do that with zero savings?
She finances everything, always. She never, ever buys outright. She just has a monthly car payment, and she talks about it like it's a Netflix subscription, but with wheels.
Oh, wow.
And then, 3 years later, way before the loan is paid off, she gets bored. So she sells the car, uses that money to pay off the rest of the loan, and then immediately takes out a brand new loan for a new car. She has never, in 30 years, finished paying off a car.
That is the definition of a financial treadmill. You're never building equity, you're just perpetually in debt. And the high income just services the interest and funds the next new thing. It's a trap.
She told me once, so proudly, "It's just a few $100 a month, totally manageable for me." And that one sentence, that perspective,
Yeah.
that explained 30 years of her financial life right there.
That feeling that debt is manageable is so seductive, isn't it? The brain just prefers a series of small, predictable pains, a monthly payment, over one big, scary unknown, like saving for years. It feels safer.
Which, okay, brings us to the haircut. This story just perfectly captures how a small, necessary thing gets blown up into this massive expense.
I'm almost afraid to ask.
She drives 5 to 6 hours away to see her preferred hairstylist.
You're kidding me. 5 to 6 hours, that's a full workday just in travel.
Yes, she gets up early, drives half the day, gets there tired, gets her hair done, and then she says, well, since I'm already here,
I might as well stay the night.
you got it. The logic is that since she put in all that effort, she has to reward herself to make it feel worthwhile. So she gets a hotel, eats somewhere fancy, browses the local shops.
The initial commitment triggers the need for a secondary reward.
So a simple haircut turns into a mini vacation. Hundreds of dollars gone on travel, food, a hotel room. And you see it, right? You see how all these little leaks, these constantly justified rewards, just drain a $10,000 a month income down to nothing.
Absolutely. The money isn't vanishing in one big mistake. It's being bled out constantly through 1,000 tiny, emotionally satisfying cuts. But usually, this relentless need for a reward, it's driven by something deeper.
And it is. It's anxiety. Underneath all the happy spending, there is this constant nagging anxiety about her future. Every so often, the mask slips. She'll get serious. Her eyes will sort of cloud over, and she'll say things like, I'm in my late 60s, and I still don't have a house. That's not good.
So the awareness is there.
Yeah.
She knows.
Oh, she knows. Or she'll say, I have no savings. I can never stop working. But here's the heartbreaking part. Right after saying that, I mean, not even a beat later, she flips right back to the coping mechanism.
Suspending.
She'll just wave her hand and say, anyway, thinking too much makes you old. Let's go eat something. She doesn't process the anxiety. She spends her way out of feeling it.
The dopamine hit from a new purchase is just a faster, more effective medicine for that kind of emotional pain than, rational planning is.
This just went on and on until Finally, something big happened. She got an unexpected windfall, her family home was sold, and she got a pretty significant chunk of cash.
Okay, a real opportunity to break the cycle.
Her and her partner pooled their money. It came to $200,000.
200K for someone whose savings baseline is 3,000. That's genuinely life-changing money.
It felt like it. At first, they just panicked. They were terrified they were going to lose it or waste it, and that they'd be working until they were 75 with no property, no plan. So I knew this was the moment. I sat down with her, and I did the simplest retirement calculation you could imagine. I just wanted to give her a finish line she could actually see.
Make it tangible. Because saving is too abstract. A real number, a real goal that can be a powerful motivator.
I told her, look, with this 200,000 you have now, if you two can just put in a few hundred extra dollars a month into simple index funds, assuming, say, a 10% annual return over 10 years by the time you're 75, you could have well over $600,000.
And how did she react to that number? To 600K?
The moment I said it, her whole face changed. I have never seen her light up like that. Her eyes went wide. She sat up straighter. She was just thrilled. She kept repeating the number, $600, Kay? If that's true, then when I'm 75, I won't have to be worried anymore.
She saw the escape route.
She saw a concrete path out of that anxiety loop. I really, truly believe she was ready to change everything to protect that money.
Her rational brain was fully on board. The logic was there, the goal was clear, and the motivation to escape that constant worry was probably the highest it had ever been. So, what happened to the plan?
6 months later, the plan was gone completely. She bought a house.
6 months. That's not even enough time for the money to start working for her. It sounds like the promise of that future 600,000 just couldn't compete with the habit of now.
It was a total impulse buy. She treated buying a house exactly like she treats buying a bag or a car or clothes. The house itself was cheap, kind of charming, but it was 2 hours away, in the middle of nowhere, completely inconvenient for their life, for their work. It made zero sense.
But logic wasn't the driver, was it? It was the immediate emotional satisfaction of finally being able to say, I own a house. It was a tangible cure for the immediate anxiety she felt about not owning one.
Exactly. They started renovations right away, tearing things down, painting, new floors, new pipes, all new furniture.
Right.
And when it was all done, the entire $200,000 is gone.
Wow.
Wiped out. The 10-year, $600,000 plan just evaporated, replaced by one immediate purchase.
And the irony is just crushing. The long-term security she was so scared of losing was sacrificed for the immediate fix of ownership. The purchase didn't break the cycle, it just scaled it up.
And now they drive to the new house every single weekend, 2 hours there, 2 hours back. And when I asked why, she just said cheerfully, if I don't stay there, it feels like a waste.
So the house, the thing that was supposed to be about security, has become her most expensive subscription plan yet. More gas, more road food, treating every trip like a mini vacation, just like the haircut.
Her monthly outflow is through the roof again. All the money that could have been saved is just flowing right back out. And Sally is one of the kindest, most hardworking people I know. But her relationship with money is it's simple. She spends what she has right away on whatever makes her happy in that one moment.
And that's the real insight, isn't it? Her actions, they don't come from being irresponsible. They come from a 30-year-old survival mechanism.
Yeah.
Her job is so stressful, it demands so much from her all day. So for her, delaying gratification means waiting. And waiting means sitting with her anxiety.
Whereas immediate gratification gets rid of it instantly.
Exactly. The emotional relief of the purchase will always, always win against the logical promise of some distant future number.
For Sally, happiness has to be immediate. She doesn't wait, she doesn't delay, she doesn't prepare. And that, right there, is how a lifetime of high income can result in zero financial safety. It's the power of emotional conditioning over simple math.
The financial plan was sound, but the emotional cost of not spending was just too high for her to bear.
So we have to bring this back to you, listening right now. Because we all work hard, we all feel that stress, and we all have our own version of Sally's immediate happiness fix. Maybe it's not a Coach bag. Maybe it's, ordering expensive takeout every night, or constantly upgrading your phone, or just filling up that Amazon cart after a hard day.
The question Sally's story really forces us to ask is, if your high-stress life makes immediate consumption your main way of coping, is there a way to get that emotional relief you need, that you deserve, without totally sacrificing your long-term security?
How do we interrupt that loop? How do we break that conditioning that tells us the only way to feel better after working hard is to immediately spend the money we made from that work? That's the real conversation, I think, that Sally's journey brings up for all of us.